Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to KetoMom's Secrets. I'm your host, Steve Milky, but I am married to this
Guys, he's
absolutely
getting
adorable
fancier and
lady,
fancier.
Stephanie Milky, aka KetoMom. And today we're going to be bringing you some straight heat right out of the library of mindset, and it's all about your influences, it's all about your environment, and it's the power of doing just one more.
Yeah.
What do we
Thank
got?
you. Thank you, host Steve Milky. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right.
love it.
Where are you tuning in from? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're tuning in at. And we are excited because we're wrapping up this book, The Compound Effect. Here you go. So if you can see it.
Dun-dun-dun.
Done. Okay, so we are going to wrap up really both chapters because it's pretty simple to wrap up. We actually are traveling tonight. We'll do some lives tomorrow and Friday, but we're not going to be in Minnesota. We are going to be in Tennessee.
We're going to somewhere new.
Somewhere
You've
brand
never-
new. Well,
have you ever been there?
I have never been to this place, but you have been.
It is. It's going to be unbelievable. It's called Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. We're going to be on a
Who's
mountain.
been there before? We are doing a little business.
Flying into Tennessee with
Taking
some
our kids.
friends.
It's going to be fun. All right, so we're going to wrap this up, and we're talking about environments. We've been talking about different things to help you on your compound effect, to help you go further faster. Actually, well, here you go. So he talks about changing the view and changing your perspective. So he tells a whole bunch of stories. I'm not reading the stories to you, but basically he says this. He says, when I say change your environment, I'm not saying like move, although that's sometimes helpful for people.
It is. I mean, there are people who legitimately have to move.
Right.
You have to get out of your environment.
Right. But he says in order to have success, sometimes you have to change your environment. It might be a workspace or it might be just a different viewpoint. But he says, I'm not only referring to where you live. Sometimes it could be that way. I'm referring to whatever surrounds you. Creating a positive environment to support your success means clearing out clutter of your life. Not only not physical clutter, but also to help you be productive, but like mental clutter, helping you psychologically, or when things are broken. He says sometimes things make him cringe when he's looking around his house and there's projects that aren't done. I want you to look at your environments, and is it helping you? Is it inspiring you? Or do you look around, there's something that irritates Steve about our house. What is it?
The naughty pine?
Oh, yeah, we live in a lake house. He doesn't love all the naughty pine, but we just have little...
It makes me feel very naughty.
You guys.
All right, that was stupid.
He doesn't...
Let's just forget I even said that.
He doesn't love the little piles. So I'll have like
But most
a pile
of them are my piles.
on the desk and a pile on the table and a pile in the kitchen of like paperwork and things. That doesn't motivate you. That's what he's talking about. He's like, if you look around your environment, whether it's maybe your gym at home and maybe your treadmill is a clothes hanger.
Oh, but it's supposed to be a treadmill.
Or if you're working on finances, but your office is a mess, so you never want to do it, so you don't go do it because it doesn't inspire you.
Got it.
Basically, he's saying, take a look around, and what can you do to eliminate projects that will never get done? Maybe outsource them to somebody else. Maybe get rid of the junk. Take 5 minutes and just, how do you make yourself excited to work or work in that space?
Inspired in your environment.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think the best way to put this into play today is for people to probably, if you're on TikTok or Facebook or wherever, because Stephanie puts her stories on all of them, today's going to be a day where I have a feeling that our family is going to take on some piles to inspire our environment for homeschool today. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be great for each one of our family members to identify an area that could have improvement, and we're going to show you a before and a better.
Yes.
I think that should be...
Because we don't have enough stuff to
I
do
think that
today,
should
but
be our
it's fine.
focus for homeschool. I mean, this is what's great. Like our girls, they joined us with CrossFit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday the coach was talking to our oldest, Amelia, and saying, you know, it's really important to start tracking your weights so you know where you were and where you are, but it helps you with where you're going. Well, what did we talk about last week? Data
Same thing.
drives decisions. So if you're not keeping track of things, like I know a lot of you who were here because of fat loss, like you've been joining me in tracking our MyFitnessPal calories
Yep.
and carbs and proteins and fats and all those good things.
Yes. Yes. So Steve is going to declutter the house today to make it more inviting to learn.
I can sense what's happening right here, but the great thing is there's power in numbers. And
I think he forgot we're hitting the airport at 5 o'clock.
yes,
But it's fine.
it's great.
It's fine.
Okay. Here's what I think. I think whatever she's thinking right now, she's thinking, oh, this is going to be an all-day thing. But have you ever had those inspired moments where you're like, I'll give you a perfect example. You ready for a story?
Yeah.
All right. I had a friend who I had not seen in like 20 years, but his father had passed away, right? And out of nowhere, a good friend who was like legitimately one of my greatest friends all throughout junior high and high school, he randomly brings his dad over to our house.
This is another friend.
So
They just
I go
went
outside.
to the wake.
Yeah,
And
they went to
live
the wake.
a couple hours away.
They live a couple hours away. I see him once a year, twice
Maybe.
a year. But I had not seen him for a long time. Okay. So all of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on the door. As you can imagine, the 4 dogs go crazy. We were like, hey, go grab the door.
No. I opened the door and I went like this.
Oh,
Hi,
hey,
Dan.
Dan. Great to see you. I sneak outside because if you didn't know, it looked like an explosion had went off in the homeschool layout of our house.
No.
So I'm out there talking, right? For a couple
first
minutes.
I was talking. And I say, hey, babe, your friend Dan is here. And Steve came around the corner and we have a long hallway. And he's like, hey, he said, you said I can stop by whenever I want.
Of course you can. Always.
Which is great. I have my dad here. He hasn't seen Steve in years. Could we come in and chat? And I was like, yes. So we did this transition and I'm looking at him down the hallway and he's like, I'm going to go get my dad out of the car. And I was like, stall. And I ran down the hallway when they shut the door and I was like, 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to clear all this junk because we live in our home. I don't feel like our home is messy, but I was like, dishes in the sink, there was supper on the table, baby dolls all over the place, and in less than 2 minutes, it was all shoved somewhere.
In less than 2 minutes,
But-
someone took some inspired action and they created some
He walked
inspired
in.
environments.
I said, oh, welcome to our home.
And it looked remarkable. Now, where all that stuff went, I don't know.
My kid said, where'd it all go? And I was like,
Not sure.
in
Just
its
went somewhere.
appropriate place.
So the point being with all of this amazing story that we just shared with you is that sometimes we can overplay the complexity of what it is that we're faced with.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Okay,
we
okay.
often think like it's going to be this massive project or take so much time. Or if you just eat the darn frog and you take inspired action, I bet you, and we're going to show you on our stories that in a handful of minutes, we can probably take an area that has
Just so you know, there's not really,
we've done a great job, I know, but that's because they haven't seen our bedroom.
Oh,
Yeah, you know that place where like you can barely get to the bathroom because you
not true.
because
It's
you
the
like
collect doll.
fall over.
It's not true. That's
5
not
times
true.
While you're trying to walk there.
That's rude. It's suitcases right now.
And here's why: because I like to change stuff up, so I made her switch to the other side of the bed just to like change things up. And now she thinks she can hide everything against the
loves
wall.
change.
And so
My
like
books.
she's like her own runway to get out of the room. She's now
Just so you know,
she
I'm not
hides
a
all her
hoarder.
stuff there.
He's making me seem like a hoarder. No. You know what? This is not even on topic. Okay,
It's an environment.
listen. I'm very inspired.
This is very therapeutic for me. By
When
the
you're
way.
creating an environment to support your goals, remember that you get in life what you tolerate. So I tolerate the piles of books and things that I use for my lives. Everything that's there is either homeschool material or stuff I use.
I don't disagree.
Nothing is garbage. Not a hoarder.
So do you think it
All
should stay on the floor?
needed.
Though?
It's in boxes.
What happens
it's in
if
like
your
a container.
toe gets a paper cut while you're walking at night?
So
She wears contacts too.
you will get in life what you accept and expect you are worthy of.
I should start recording that every day.
Oh,
you trying
you
to
guys.
get into our room without your
If you
contacts
tolerate
in.
disrespect, you will be disrespected. If you tolerate people being late and making you wait,
you're
people will
late,
show up
you're
late.
selfish.
You guys want to know a phrase? If you're late, you're selfish. Super, super great. Don't be selfish. I hate being late. If you tolerate being unpaid and overworked, then you will continue to receive that. If you tolerate your body being overweight, tired, and
I feel like
sick,
she's yelling at me.
it will be. You get what you tolerate. I liked that part.
Okay, so that
right.
wasn't directed towards me.
Nope. So the last chapter 6, is
I've
all
been
about
on point.
accelerating. Here's what he said. He tells a ton of stories.
Accelerating like in an R8.
So, he said, here's what happens is people want to multiply their results faster. How do I lose weight faster? Not Insta, not in a week, not like overnight, but how do I get faster results in any area? Finances, relationships, spiritually, like how do I get more results? And he gives an example of when you go to the gym.
Okay, I'm tracking.
And you've got 12 reps. You've got to do 12 reps and you kind of hit that wall and you just can't do anymore. At CrossFit, they really we do so much, I don't even know. But when you get to that point where he's like, you did 12 reps and you hit the wall, here's how you go further faster. There's a book that we want to do this summer when it comes out. It's not available yet. He talks about the power of one more. And he basically takes the same concept and he says, I want you to hit that wall. And when you do, the real growth happens when what you do after that. So if you can do 3 to 4 more reps, if you run and you can run a half a mile more, does that make sense? Like if you are in sales and you're like, I want to pay off more debt. If you make 5 more phone calls, we're gonna read a book called The Power of One More, but he's like, that's how you accelerate the compound effect. So think about the things you're working on, and when you hit that wall, he says, can you do
1 more?
He says 3 to 4 more, but can you do a
3
couple more?
4 more.
Can you
5
do
more.
just a couple more reps? 1 more mile, couple more phone calls.
1 more pile.
One more pile. That's how you compound effect. That's how you go further faster. It's not instant, but it's going to grow those results more faster.
So it
more
sounds
faster.
like there's a difference between it being instant and being faster.
Yeah. Well, you're
Well,
working harder.
You know what's
Right?
interesting? When you were giving the analogy of like lifting the weights in the gym, I heard you say, well, when you can't do any more,
Yeah.
right?
But then you can.
So have you ever put that limitation on yourself? Ever? Like say, I can't do that. I just can't, right? I would say let that be a trigger word for your vocabulary, because it's in that moment that you can identify when you say you can't, that you actually have more in you. You
Yeah.
actually can. But that's where it's going to take that little bit more mental fortitude or that little bit more extra to make it happen.
Makes sense?
That's where the breakthroughs happen.
So he sums it up like this. Where in life can you do more than expected when you hit a wall? Or where can you go, wow, it doesn't take a lot more effort, but the little extra multiplies your results many times over again. Whether you're making calls, serving customers, recognizing your team, acknowledging your spouse, going for a run, bench pressing, planning a date, sharing time with your kids, whatever.
Yep.
What's the little extra you can do that exceeds expectations and accelerates your results? So today your thought could be 1 more.
So good. So as I'm saying that,
that's
if
all I
that
had.
frustrates you in any way, like, oh, well, you just don't understand. You say the word can't, and you just say just push a little bit more, do a little bit more. I'm saying that for myself, and I hope it resonates with you. Linda, thanks for the 200 stars. All the stars go to an orphanage in Honduras. So thank you for giving those. But when I'm saying that for myself, there's some things that we've kind of planted some seeds in the ground this year, and rightfully so, like they have pushed my faith to another level. Because, you know, like how Stephanie likes to have her little piles of necessary piles in her
It's not
runway.
junk.
I almost think of that as like keeping things safe to the heart sometimes, or sometimes it's just easier to have simple access to things, but sometimes it requires faith to take some action. And so as I'm saying like you can't and there's more in you, I'm also saying that to myself, because I've identified some areas in my life where I'm like, all right, Steve, it's time to eat your own cooking. All right, Steve, it's time to really step into and step up to what you've been talking about. So
Yeah. He's going to clean our room. That's what I hear.
I think I
That
did that
is
last
what
week, remember?
I hear.
On Saturday before I went to the fight.
It's clean to me. All right, I've got one more thought.
And then
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I love the comments. Thanks for the comments.
Learning without execution is useless.
You
Not
like that?
done.
I know you like that.
I didn't write this book for your own amusement, he says, or even to simply motivate you. Motivation without action leads to self-delusion. So I want you to think, whatever you're learning or thoughts that come into your mind, okay, so maybe you need to take action and clean out 1 drawer today, right? I heard the best way to clean out a kitchen is to take 1 drawer a day.
Perfect.
So here's the deal.
Oh, oh, write it down. Here it comes.
You need to take action.
Oh,
You need to
there
do
it is.
something.
There it
Something.
is.
Maybe you're at the gym and you're like, oh, they said to do one more. I'm going to do one more. I can do two more. Oh, I need to get out of debt. I'm not going to go to Target today. I'm going to make 5 more phone calls if you're in sales. Or I'm going to, whatever the case may be. I don't know.
What would be your tip if they're here for food reasons?
I am going to skip my coffee today and I'm going to make my lunch one more day for work. One more day. I'm gonna pack my lunch.
Pack my lunch. I like it.
People don't. They say it's easy to do something and easy not. It's easy to pack your lunch and bring it to work and then bypass the pizza that comes in, or going out for lunch, or just even making a better decision. Like, just think about today. I'm gonna do one more day today. I'm gonna do it today.
I'd probably just go to ketomomfood.com and just order your meals there. That's what I would probably do.
Yeah.
For food. I think this has been extremely helpful. So,
All right.
has this served you? Has this helped you? Do you feel like you're going to take on one more thing today? I loved it because this is applicable to any area in your life.
Yeah. He basically just wraps up the book and he says, take some action, go for results. That's it. The book is pretty much done.
Ooh, I like how he ends this. Write down the 5 people you will give a copy of this book to. I like that because last night we had our team Zoom, and there's this really cool principle of sowing and reaping. And
Do you guys believe in sowing and reaping?
I mean, it's
a principle.
It's a principle.
It's biblical.
I mean,
and a worldly
you
principle.
put apple seeds in the ground. As long as you care for them, you will get an apple tree.
Do the
You're
work.
not going to get a potato plant.
Right.
But it was pretty fascinating because we've been doing this really fun raffle with our team for just taking some fun, inspired action. And the lady actually won. She won this really cool spinning coffee mug and a whole bunch of this keto cream product that we drank. And she actually decided to give it away to somebody else. So she gave it away.
Which we didn't know.
I didn't know that.
So we do this little spinny thing. So every
like
week
a
we give
raffle.
away like AirPods and fun things. And so we said, are we going to let other people win again? If their name comes up, do they get to double win? And Steve's like, yeah, they've got extra tickets in the bucket.
Yeah.
In the spinning wheel, of course they can win. Here's
The
something super
digital
cool
raffle wheel.
what she did. So she gave it away. We didn't know she gave it away. She's like, I don't drink coffee. I gave the cup away to one of my customers. Oh, that's so awesome.
And guess what? She ended up winning a bag full of goodies.
She won a backpack, and she was the only one that won twice. Everybody else that we chose was different people, but we said that was reaping and sowing. Like, you sowed something and you reaped it. Why are we talking about this?
Well, because in the end of the book, it talked about sharing this book with 5 people. And I think it's so powerful because you'll hear us kind of say things during the lives like, hey, thanks. If you're enjoying this, like, tag a friend. Accountability is always better when you have somebody that you know, like, and trust is involved with you. Have it be a family member or a close friend. And if you don't have them, like, that's why we encourage, like, meet some people in this community. If you're on TikTok, find some people who are like you. Say hello. If you're on Instagram, like, go connect with some people who are like you. If you're on Facebook, like, find someone you can do life with because it's so, I like this. And it's important. So it made me think, like, we just have this analogy of proving it forward. Like, have you seen the movie Pay It Forward? You do something good for somebody else. And it makes me think, I love how we ended that book because basically it's like a call to action. Take action, but also share this book with other people.
Yeah.
And you hear us say this in every live, but, like, if there's people who you want to be on this journey with you, invite them. Share this page with them. Tag them down below in the comments. Give some hearts. If you're not following, set up notifications. It's so fun. Like, my friend Anthony, he sends me a screenshot, and he's like, look you guys are on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook all at the same time. He's subscribed to all the stuff, so he gets the notifications. If you haven't done that, go click the little bell button and subscribe to when Stephanie goes live. Because here's what I know. Like, the more you feed your mindset with the right things, you get different results.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, as watching now, seeing my wife step into her greatness, I mean, we've been together for 17 years, but every year there's this compounded effect on Stephanie's life, and she's just sharing her truth to you. And this is what I know. The truth is undefeated. Thank you. Hey, someone sent us some more. Heather, thank you for the stars. That's super cool. Thank you for sending those to us.
We should put those in our stories today.
And,
where it goes.
And so I just want to encourage you, like, while you're taking action, take action with somebody that you love, somebody that you care for, and invite them to this page, add them to the comments, tag them in the comments, and I just know this. Why? Because we're better together.
We're better together. All right, here's our new book. We're actually not going to start this book until probably Monday, which is still in April. So tomorrow, in the next couple days, there's a couple things I want to wrap up at the end of this, but we're just going to have some conversations and share some things that we've learned in life. It'll be around mindset. But this is the book. If you want to grab it, awesome. If you want to tune in here, awesome. We'll start it on Monday, which I don't know what the date is, maybe the 24th.
Sounds like a great
I don't know. Whatever Monday is.
Numbers can work for you. They can work against you. They could be watching this in like 2024.
A year.
You never know. Like, that's how this stuff works.
When you're watching live. Okay,
Yeah.
we
But if
appreciate
you
you
want
all.
to know more, go to
Super great.
ketomomsecrets.com because there's a ton of great book club reports there.
It's going to be great. We're going to let you go. We're going to go feed our children and homeschool them.
She's
I hope you
fired
guys
up to
have a
go
great day.
focus on those piles.
Got stuff to do.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye,
y'all.
everybody.
Have a great day.